Hey Dane, it's Patrick here. Just putting a final video together as part of my application to be part of the first cohort of coaches with Dad Bod Sculptors and the Dad Bod Coach community. You know a lot of my story, but you know, I'm a guy who grew up outside of Philadelphia. Loving parents did their best to point me in the right direction. They came with They came up individually with nothing, grew up really poor, but worked real hard and applied themselves and thought that education was going to give them everything that I would need, and it wasn't the case. So worked hard, elite schools, you know, finance job, great trajectory, and it was empty. So even my 20s, I was like, this is not what's out there. It's not the best thing. And so I kept looking for truth. And that journey led me to develop a relationship with Jesus Christ. And that kept me moving forward. And that search for truth led me to develop a relationship with him, to make covenants through baptism, to follow him, to follow Jesus Christ for the rest of my life. And, I've hewn to that commitment since then. That was in 2008. However, without a plan and tools and a lot of the right thought work and without accountability, um, I fell into a lot of traps mentally and physically. And, after a number of different, you know, relatively successful, line upon line, step upon step, white collar consulting tech jobs, a couple years ago, found myself in a place where, I knew I was missing it. I'd stopped learning, I'd stopped growing, I'd stopped developing as a person and stopped progressing really. And at that time, I believe that being ready as a student, a teacher appeared. The teacher was Dane Pallarino, and this transformation over the last 20 months has reset my trajectory and changed my future in a way that I couldn't have imagined. Um, you know, why do I want to serve? Is because it's only through being served that I'm at where I'm at right now. And to whom much has been given, much is required. And I've been given so much, and to not try to spend the best part of me to give that back, not just to my family, but to be anxious to give it to the whole human race, um, is jealous or is petty, is miserly of me to not share what I know, to not share the things that keep me going, to not reveal a pattern of nutrition, of movement, and of thought that will allow men to rescue themselves, uh, to get out of their own way, to put their own serpents, under their heel. And that's what this has done for me. And I know that I can do it for other folks. And yeah, I spent 2 years of my life in my 20s, every day knocking doors, riding bikes, sweating in the Texas sun, pointing people towards patterns of order, patterns of right thinking, patterns of right behavior, helping people to live in the way that God lives. Um, but I didn't understand how to take care of this tabernacle, how to take care of this vehicle in my spirit, because there's so much mistruth and deception out there, and folks trying to play fast and loose with the science. And what you have is the truth, and truth packaged in a way that's easy for men over 35 to use as a lever to regain their edge, starting with their body. For me, the non-negotiable is a commitment. Like, this is the way that I will live my life for the rest of my life. Not just being a disciple of movement and continually setting a better standard and a bar for myself, but also to continually learn, continually grow my understanding of the patterns of success, both physically and mentally, and just how we move through the world. Why be DBS and why now? I mean, the relationship. I mean, we've been talking about how to make this thing better for years, and I think with Paul and Adam, you've got the right people you know in your corner. I think I bring something that they don't. Not to say that necessarily you couldn't cobble together the things that I bring from other people, but I have a clear vision of how to use data to transform what you do. And I'm sure you could get that from somebody else, but I don't know if there's anybody who overlaps that expertise and that product ownership experience and that UI UX experience and that data analysis piece with the longevity in the program and with the interest to be part of the first cohort of folks jumping in. And shared a little bit about where I'm at professionally. You know, I'm interested in making this like that corner that becomes the whole thing over time. So that's it. Whatever way it goes, like I'll be eternally grateful for the opportunity to even share this with you. Love you, Dane. Thanks for everything you've done. Take care.